So Haikyuu is back after that 1 week break that we got during the Christmas holiday. Haikyuu has finally made a return. And I gotta say, I really have missed this series for quite a while because, it took 2 weeks to actually, see what's going to happen with Hinata and Kurasuno in general on what exactly is going to go down. Because now, in this episode, finally, Kurasuno has finally made it back into the tournament, and now they're going to be versing other schools and possibly other former teams that they have played in the past. And man, what made this episode for me was that, we got that new opening, and that new opening has a lot of symbolism in this episode as well. So, let's talk about the opening really quick. The new opening to Haikyuu was just handled so well. I really fell in love with this new opening to Haikyuu. I mean, the animation in this new opening just flows so well. I mean, Haikyuu has always had great animation, but when it comes to this opening, I mean, man, they really put their money in this, and it foreshadows certain events that will end up happening in the coming episodes to come of Haikyuu. I mean, we have it to where Kurasuno eventually comes to the tournament, and then they are going up against former allies or former enemies that they have come across in the past, and also new volleyball schools that they eventually will come across in the coming episodes to come. And the best thing about this opening, which I loved most, was where we have that moment with Hinata and the little giant. They cross over each other, and then the little giant kind of like fades into the background, and then Hinata opens up his eyes. Like that, I really loved, because in these past few seasons of Haikyuu, there's only been one season, but in the past season of Haikyuu, and also in this season in general, Hinata has been considered the new little giant in this new generation of volleyball, which he is, but this also can symbolize certain events that will end up happening in the coming episodes to come, which were probably, Hinata will end up meeting the little giant eventually, and they are going to go battle head-to-head, and that would be very interesting. I wonder if the little giant even still plays volleyball, because obviously by this point he would be older than Hinata. So yeah, but this definitely symbolizes certain events that will come in this opening. So yeah, I love the opening. Great animation, great music. The music also was handled really well in this. Like, apparently this is a new band that I haven't even heard of. It's called Burnout Syndromes. They did an amazing job with this. I mean, the music fits the entire theme of Haikyuu to a T. It really does. I had no gripes with this opening at all. I really loved it. So if you think about it, pretty much this episode focused on Suki's development as a character and also a overall player to Kurasuno, and how he is actually going to benefit the team. And honestly, I really appreciated this part of the episode, because really, these past few episodes, and actually the entirety of Haikyuu as a series as a whole, mainly focuses on two people, which is Hinata and Kageyama, and just to see that this episode gave Suki some screen time in this episode was very awesome to see. I really did appreciate that, because, side characters in anime really don't get enough screen time to actually develop them as a character, and to see that in this episode, I really enjoyed. I mean, Suki is a very calm and collected individual, and he really doesn't like to go out of his way to actually talk to people. It's not the fact that Suki is shy by any means, it's just he simply does not like to communicate with other people. He really just keeps to himself most of the time, and to see him actually make development in this episode to actually communicate with some of his teammates, and also to some of other players who he ends up practicing with from other volleyball schools, was very awesome to see. And we also end up seeing him for once actually talking to his coach and asking him for help on how he can actually be beneficial to the team. And, his coach is like, what do you think is the problem when it comes to trying to block someone? And Suki says, height. And I was like, nope, it ain't height, buddy, because it's true. you know, height can intimidate you, but what really matters is timing, and that is what the coach ends up telling Suki, and Suki is now taking that into consideration, and we obviously saw him throughout this episode using that to his advantage. And then we see that scene where my boy Yamaguchi actually spikes the ball across the net and ends up scoring a point from Nishinoya, and I mean, you know, that's Nishinoya. He is the libero of the Kurasuno team, and he's a very good one at that, and to actually score a point from him, like, that takes some skill. So it looks like that Yamaguchi has actually made some sort of development as a character as well, and he is also going to be beneficial to the team, hopefully later on, because I really want to see, you know, a episode on Yamaguchi's character and how he is going to affect the team of Kurasuno, because Yamaguchi isn't a starter, but I want to see him actually come on the court and actually stay on the court for at least a whole episode and to see how far he has come as a character. But yeah, definitely this episode was very enjoyable. I loved it, and I mean, I'm just glad that this series is back. I mean, we have a new opening, which is very awesome. Really loving the new opening. As far as the ending goes, I'm not really digging the song, but the animation to the ending is very cool. It's almost like a manga style of, you know, motion. It's a motion manga style animation, I guess you can say, because it, you know, it looks manga style, but obviously the characters are moving. I don't know. I just really like that style of animation that is in the ending. So, I mean, pretty much this episode was character development for Suki, and also, you know, basically setup. We now have Kurasuno finally going to the tournament once again, and now they're going to come across these other schools that they haven't faced before, while also probably going up against former schools as well that they have faced in the past, like Dateko, for example. I mean, in Dateko in season 1 was, you know, they posed a threat with the whole iron wall thing or whatever. Kurasuno did end up winning, but to see how far Dateko comes and to hopefully get a rematch with Dateko versus Kurasuno is going to be a very cool match to see if it does happen. Also, by the way that this episode ended, it looks like Kurasuno's first match in this tournament is going up against this new school that they haven't faced before called Jozenji. So to see what kind of players they have on their team and how exactly, you know, they perform on the court is going to be pretty cool as well. As far as what we know by them, it's just that they are a really energetic bunch of players. So that's pretty much all we know about them right now, but hopefully in the next episode we'll get to see a match between Kurasuno and them, and, you know, we'll see how exactly Kurasuno ends up going about facing this new team. So yeah, guys, I think that about does it for this review of Haikyuu Season 2, Episode 14. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this video, please give it a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on what you actually thought about this episode. And as always, if you want to stay up to date to my future content on this channel, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you'll never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Catch you guys next time.